time that I took a group of intuitives to a haunted place specifically so that they could get real-time feedback on what they were seeing by somebody who can also see the dead. The whole idea was, and I scouted a location, they were not to read anything about what was going on at the location before we got there, including me. I didn't know what was going there either. I just knew that it had a ton of activity. We stayed at the Hotel Colorado in Glenwood Springs, which is a really old hotel. I think it was built in the late 1800s. It's an interesting shape. It's shaped like a U, and at the middle of the bottom of there are two spires. So usually the dead show up for me a day or two before I actually run into them in situations like this. So sure enough, the day before we were supposed to leave, this dead woman wearing all black, looking very well off, shows up. She wouldn't tell me her name, but she kept drawing a parallel between her and the character Alma on Deadwood. She actually kind of looked a little bit like her too. That's often how I get my information. So the dead will make correlations between something in my life and something in theirs, and then I have to figure out how to put those things together to make an accurate reading. So she wouldn't tell me anything, only that she was very wealthy, she was a widow, and that her husband had something to do with the hotel itself. I don't know that I've ever been anywhere where I've seen that many dead people all at once. So it was really confusing, even for me, to like try to sort out who is who. But as we're walking up to the front desk, I can sense the woman with the black dress. She's primarily somewhere up top. She was up on the top floors. And there was this crazy woman who was acting like she was putting on being crazy. Seriously, I'm crazy, blah, 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 freaking out. She was kind of compressing the dead people around her. She was out of control. It seemed like she was putting it on. It was so overdone. So those are the two people that are standing out the most to me, are the woman in the black dress and then the crazy lady that's on the main floor. So we go to get our keys and head up to our room. I think my room was on the fourth floor. We had different rooms because I wanted them to have their own experiences that weren't influenced by anything that I did. So remember, we haven't read about this place, even me. I knew it was haunted, didn't know any of the details. So I get my key, I go into my room, I'm trying to sort out who's who, and the plan is that we're going to walk through the hotel, have our experiences, and then meet up once every hour or so to compare notes. And then I can hear what they've said, what they've experienced, and I can give them the feedback on what I've seen. And the way this works is usually I'm able to confirm for them what they've seen because I'm seeing the same thing they are in a slightly different way. So this is a fantastic way to learn more about how your intuition works. But I'm standing in my room looking out the window, and I look up at those two spires, and suddenly I realize there's a woman standing next to me, not the woman in the black dress, but there was the woman standing next to me, had dark hair, and the back of her head was smashed in. I don't normally see people creepy like that. I don't see the dead like you see in horror movies where they're standing there dripping blood. But she was. She was standing there with her skull bashed in and blood was flowing. I go to open the window and she says, "That's where you're going to throw yourself to your death later."